Hello, welcome. It's the Mover Mailbag. It's live. It's a new studio. We're going to call it a studio. It's not a studio, it's an office. I moved everything. We don't have the window behind me anymore. So, still a work in progress. Um, and we're going to do, as we've got a lot of stuff for the Mover Mailbag. Welcome, everybody. Hello, the comments. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the Mover Mailbag, streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So, before we get started, giveaway announcement. So I got this back in a while. I've been holding on to it for a while because I couldn't figure out how to give it away properly. We were going to do something with Folds of Honor. There were some legalese with giveaways and stuff they couldn't do. So here's the deal. I've got this Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS 4 for the old PlayStation, but it works for PC too. So it's not just that. It's a good starter. Makes a good gift. I feel like I'm on the Home Shopping Network. We've got that one. And, oh my God, we got this one. The full kit. Full kit. Comes with everything, I reckon. It actually does. It comes with the HOTAS 1 joystick. And it comes with a rudder pedals set. And this is for Xbox or PC. So either of those things. So, if you want to win either of these things, it's really simple. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. You just need to email movermailbag@cwlemoyne.com, and you have to have read one of my books. That's the only catch. So you got to tell me your favorite quote from one of the characters, and you got to tell me which book it came from. So you got to quote them verbatim, because I'm going to check, and which book it came from. So, and then tell me which one you want too. So, and I'll randomly pick my favorite ones. We'll read it on the next mailbag. If you're outside of the continental United States, you're probably gonna have to pick up shipping. But if you're inside of the continental United States, I'll ship it priority mail, and you'll get it for free. So that's it. That's the thing. Also, it's in the description, but views are my own and do not represent that of the DoD. As you can see, I'm wearing a beard, so anybody that thinks that I'm anything to do with the military right now is wrong. Oh, hey, Bowling Green, home of the Corvette. Z06 is out. Really cool car. So, awesome. That's it. That's all you have to do. Do that, and you can win. So this first thing we're going to get through is letters. This one, check this out. This is me. This is... let's see if I've got it on here. This is that. Somebody put that on here, which is kind of funny. Anyway, so we'll open this and see what what they have here. It is a thumb drive. Oh boy. Let's hope it's nothing serious. I really should screen my mail before I do this. Bonjour, Mr. Lemoyne. Here's a good 2008 documentary about the Tomcat. If you did not see it, I thought it would be great content for the channel or private viewing. Blu-ray version is rare and expensive. Apple streaming service is also available. I know not the video quality. Hence the reason about the USB key presence. The file comes from a Blu-ray source. Your friend from afar, Vincent in Quebec. PS1. The only real poutine you should eat is in the province of Quebec. PS2, please hide my return address if presented on the channel. I think I did that. So, awesome. That's cool. I don't think legally I can show that on the channel, but the thought that counts, right? That's an interesting thumb drive here. Okay, so this is one. God, this has been sitting here for a while, and I apologize. It's been here since May of 2022. But it's a card, and it says... honor flag. Oh, here we go. So there's the card. CW, where we stand. This Memorial Day, just like those in the past, we will be standing in a cemetery or at a memorial under a clear, cloudy sky, attention or at ease, but nonetheless on our feet. At your side, shoulder to shoulder, you stand with your brothers. We honor today, but are unseen to the eye. We humble ourselves as the prayers are said, and the rifles pierce the air, and the echo of taps fades. The sounds is very well written. Hello, hugs and handshakes conclude the formalities as we slowly leave the graves and monuments. I look up to smile at the souls of those we honor. As I turn to step away, I notice my footprints in the thick grass, temporary, but a symbol that I was here. Salton ceremony embodies all of this, and I'm sure yours does as well. We're standing for you respectfully, CC. Well, that's cool. I'm sorry I missed this. This is, I mean, it's been somehow got in a stack that wasn't meant for this. So this next one here, oh boy, it's heavy. It's heavy, and I probably should have pre-opened this because I need a knife. See if I could get it with my old Wolverine claws here. If I can't, we'll have to circle back. And we're going to have to circle back. Okay, we'll circle back to this one because this is, I mean, wow. This is, I wasn't prepared. I apologize. I should have brought, I have the knife. The knife's over there, but I don't want to leave. Hey, Luna. Luna here is crinkling. She had a rough week. She wound up in the med vet she stopped breathing. It was terrible. And we got her going. Don't know what caused it. She had a reaction to something, but very, very terrible. And this one is from, oh, you know what? This is pictures. I know what this one is. These are pictures of me flying the F-16. I posted one to Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's at CW Lemoyne. But this is from, and I'll post more of these. This is from the air show that I did in New Iberia on the 15th of May in 2009. So I was a youngin'. 26 years old at the time. So a couple thumb drives, man. I'm just racking up the thumb drives here. And this one, t-shirt. Saw this at the Luke BX. Thought a 1,000-hour Viper driver would like it. This is cool. And this is from Commander retired Keith. Hitch something. I can't read. And it says, "In thrust, we trust. F-16 Viper." How cool is that? Yeah, look at that. No? Focus. I love it. I'm going to get a knife here in a little bit and open that other one. But let's go to the emails. Really cool. Yeah, your IT guy would tell you to immediately destroy that thumb drive, dispose of it far from home. I know. This is like where you chase that guy with the that steals your phone. I'm always failing CBTs on that. All right, let's look at the first email for a second there that I seem to have lost. The title is 1977 Bell UH-1H Huey. And it says, CW, my name is Heath Owens. I love watching your videos, specifically the helicopter content. I've noticed you haven't posted many lately and was curious if you were still flying. Well, that seems to be an ongoing battle. I think the helicopter is back at the repair station. So for those of you that don't know, back in June, the helicopter was oversped. The engine was oversped. So that is a teardown and inspection and actually rebuild. So they had to send the engine off to Indiana, got a new engine, and there was some airworthiness directive for the tail rotor, and they got that. And now it's been sitting at the shop in Louisiana for like 2 months now, and I don't know what the status is. Lester doesn't either. So as soon as it's back, I'm going to go flying. Anyway, I have an aircraft I think you would be really interested in. I'm representing a 1977 Bell UH-1H Huey through our company, International Aircraft Marketing and Sales. The helicopter is probably the nicest Huey out there and even has an upgraded Cobra helicopter motor in it. That sounds very powerful. The component times are very low, and just imagine how cool it would be to fly it around. It's ADS-B equipped, has K-Flex drive shaft, global tail spar, and can even has a cargo hook for that 4,000-pound cargo you want to carry around. Well, let's see. The ZR1 is 3,500 pounds, 3,600 pounds, so I could tow the ZR1 with it. I have attached some pictures because regardless, I think you of all people will appreciate how awesome the ship is. Hopefully you will get some more helicopter content out soon. Hope life is treating you well. Feel free to contact me anytime about any of my helicopters. His phone number is there. You can view more information on this Huey at our website, www.intlams.com for the listings. Let's look and see what the helicopter looks like so you guys can see it too. Because he attached pictures. And it's a black helicopter. Oh, I need to get rid of that. How do I get rid of that? Okay. Look at that thing. That's pretty cool. You know, you guys watch Heavy D Sparks. He just bought a Blackhawk, but check that out. I mean, that's full up. So any of you DCS guys that want it. So for me, this is not. I'm not buying any aviation aircraft, any kind, helicopter, airplane. I just don't. It's not the right time for me. Especially don't have the funds for Blackhawk unless you guys want to start a GoFundMe. But it would be cool to fly around. And that's a beautiful helicopter. I mean, I'm sure it'd probably be, you know, somebody would be very happy with that. I mean, all the YouTubers are getting helicopters now. You got Cletus that's got the BO-105. You've got the Heavy D guys that have that Blackhawk. Man, that was a great video. There's so many others. But so if any of my rich viewers would like to buy a Huey for yourself or for me, you can go to this guy's website and get more information, because I think it's probably going to be a good deal for somebody, just not me right now. And if you need this guy's contact information, you didn't get it the first time, email me, cwlemoyne@cwlemoyne.com. I'll forward this to you if you're actually interested in buying a helicopter. Yeah, go fund me for a Viper win. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, back to the, let's go see what the chat looks like, because I've neglected you guys. This is always my favorite part. Have you ever been to the National Air Force Museum at Wright, Pat? No. Yes? Yes. As a kid, I think we went. I think I have gone one time. From the Twitch, do you think you'll have to check going into your files and use search, or do you think you'll get it from memory? What now? I don't know what that means. I knew I should have ordered the books. You should have ordered the books. They're good books. Buy a book. It's the whole reason this channel started so long ago. Let's see here. Yep. Thanks, CC. If it's heavy, then it's expensive. Yeah, probably. You need to be fairly wealthy to fly a Huey. But, I mean, damn. You know, what a helicopter. So, and, I mean, I think Heath's emailed the channel before. I think he's a former law enforcement guy. So, cool dude. Just, you know, you got stuff on there. You know, stuff it's modified. It's all, you know, new looking. Looks really great. Should start a GoFundMe. You know, it's not the purchase price, it's the operating cost. Like, yeah, you could buy something with a GoFundMe, but then it's just a lawn ornament after that. Yeah, you could get enough Pepsi points. That is true. What do you think? What am I doing? For my purchase, I'd buy a Viper. I would not buy a Rafale. So, yes, I did see the Corvette E-Ray leak on the Corvette forum this morning, and it's the ugliest wheels. Like, I didn't think the Corvette wheels could get any uglier from the factory, and yet they did. That whatever on the ones I've seen with the kind of twisted 5-spoke, like, just terrible. 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 All right, back to your emails, because we've got quite a bit. Let's see. No, that's not an email. There's a lot of people wanting to collaborate with selling stuff. I don't know what this is about. Why do you keep? You guys stop sending me stuff. Sponsorship opportunity. I don't care about this. What is this? Move it on there, mover. Okay, no, that's a picture of something else. Somebody wants to send me snacks. Here we go. Hey, Mover, huge, longtime fan. Love all your stuff, especially all the aviation-related anything, especially the helicopter stuff, because I'm quite the helicopter nerd. Well, you can buy a Huey. I love the concept to make them tell you no, and I use it all the time. FYI, I'm not a pilot in real life, just a huge simmer, so this does not relate to the military. Sometimes in my real life, however, I actually get a no, and I know you have too. So I was wondering how you personally handle it when you get that no. Like the disappointment, frustration of getting that no. Totally realize that you are not my psychologist. But I was wondering your coping mechanisms, methods for dealing with those sometimes inevitable no's, which can really suck. Also, have you ever heard of ARMA 3? Have great advanced flight model for helicopters, Hatchet Blackhawk mods. Very nice. Keep wondering, sir. Just wondering, sir. Keep up the excellent work. Boy, so what happens when they tell you no? I mean, I've been told no before. I mean, When you exhaust all the options, sometimes the answer is no, and that's okay. Personally, I I always try to think of what is next. Like it's not the end of the line. Yes, okay, so it might be the end of the line for that, right? Like more than likely, odds of me flying like an F-22 or an F-35 are pretty low. Okay, that answer is no. But what else could I go fly? Could I go fly an F-16 in red air? Can I go fly an F-18 in red air? Can I go drive race cars? Can I go write another book? Like, don't limit yourself to the one thing. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but you have to be able to move on to the next thing and accept it and go, okay, well, that opportunity wasn't meant for me. Let me find something else that might be, and find something that I'll be equally happy doing, and just keep moving forward, so because it's not the end of the world. That's just my take. What now? How do I delete this guy? This guy needs to be banned. He's trying to, like, really? Like, why would you? No, I don't want your followers. Go away. Oh, no, it's not letting me ban people. I guess it's because it's Twitch. Okay. Well, I would ban you. Go away. We don't care about your thing. Yeah, so that was pretty tough. 2 weeks ago, we had to put down not one of my dogs, but a dog that I was really close to, really liked. And then not 4 days later, Luna stopped breathing, essentially, and had some kind of throat obstruction. Something was going on. So we ended up taking her to the med vet, and luckily they intubated her, got her breathing. She's fine now, but definitely very, very scary. Viper or Hornet, what did you prefer to fly? It just depends. Depends on what I was doing. I mean, if I'm going to combat, the Viper, because I'm used to it. I know how to employ that very well. If I'm just doing BFM, the Hornet, because it's easier on your neck and body and stuff. If I'm, going cross country, either. They were both very great aircraft. I'm not a beast. You're so yeah, I can do whatever you want to do, but everybody can. I mean, it's just a matter of applying yourself and going, okay, here's what I want to do. Here's where I am. What do I need to do between these 2 points to get there? And how do I make this happen? Now, it's not always pretty. It's not always easy. It's sometimes it's really ugly, and it doesn't look, it's not traditional. But the thing is, you have to start. And a lot of people, that's where they just never start. They never make that first step. They never try. That's why I make them tell you no is so important, because self-doubt and self-elimination is usually what stops people. Once you make those steps, then you have more of a chance. You have more of that opportunity. So that's kind of, yeah. Considering, yeah. Have I been able to crack that nut? No, I have not. Yeah, I don't know. We couldn't find any bite marks. We could not find any specific sites. We always thought about snakes, spiders, stings, anything like that. We just could not find, and it was just localized where the tissues in her neck and throat just swelled up, and she started honking. She sounded like a duck, and it wasn't very good. My favorite missions to fly, I love close air support. That was probably number one, just because I think there's no greater feeling in the world than being able to support the tip of the spear, the dudes on the ground that are doing the mission, kicking the doors in, and doing the work. I enjoyed BFM, dogfighting. DCA is a lot of fun. DCA, so defensive counter air, where you're defending a point with a 4-ship, so 3 other F-16s versus 10 to 15, 16 other aircraft. It's like playing sports. It's like playing football, right? You're the quarterback if you're the flight lead, and you're directing everybody trying to defend your point. You're playing defense, and I think that was always a lot of fun, especially when you hear that picture clean call in the vol, you're good. I mean, that was always, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of debrief, mission planning, all that stuff, but it's very, very rewarding once you successfully defend a target. For my goals and living in the woods, Montana, completely off the grid, need lots of money to start that. Well, find a way. find a way. I don't have any opinions on the new generation of the F-15EX because I don't know anything about it. And that's the thing. Somebody asked me, you know, they wanted me to do a video on the B-21. Well, here's my thoughts on the B-21. The presentation was super boring. They showed like the front, which of course they're going to just show the front because it's still classified. They're still, you know, they don't want our enemies, competitors, or whatever to see, you know, stuff. So of course it wasn't going to be a big thing. But it's a bomber. Who cares? Like, it's not, I mean, it's not interesting to me. That's great. You know, I'm glad we got a new bomber, but I'm just not interested. I just don't care. Sorry. And the speeches, I just don't care. And that's okay. It's okay to not care. People can not care about things. It's fine. Let's see here. All right. This one's from Adrian. Hi, Mover. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm applying to the Air Force Academy. I just took my first attempt on the CFA and did not pass. I have a plan to improve for the next time I take it. I feel very motivated right now, but I'm worried about failing altogether. I have a difficult home life and often find myself being demoralized and anxious about the future. Do you have any advice for keeping my motivation and hope for the future? Also, when I was younger, I had an injury that caused my spine to skew to the left. I've had this almost completely fixed by a chiropractor and have no discomfort in my day-to-day life. Is this something that could ruin my chances of joining the military? All right, so separate questions here. How do you stay motivated? You know, how does an ant eat an apple? It's like one bite at a time, right? It's not, you know, you don't try to eat the whole thing. So you have to take it one step at a time, you know, and that's through anything in life. Yes, have the end goal in mind. Look at where you want to be. But in the interim, to stay motivated and to stay going, you have to think of, okay, what's next? You know, what's my next step? If I'm preparing for something, if I'm preparing, you know, if you are trying to improve at the CFA, how do I get there? You know, take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time if you have to, until you build up, you know, until you build up to that point where you can. And it's a process, not one singular event. You know, nobody, unless they're very gifted, nobody just automatically does well at everything at the beginning. You have to start small and you move your way up. That's why, you know, when you go to pilot training, we don't just start out, you know, 4VX flying, you know, F-16s versus the world. We start out in T6s. We learn how to start the thing first. We learn the emergency procedures first. Then you learn how to fly it. Maybe do some aerobatics. Then you learn some instruments. Then you learn some very basic formation. Like, there's so many steps between the day you start and the day you become a fully qualified F-16 pilot or an F-35 pilot or A-10 pilot. And that's because it's a building block approach. So when anything in life, especially something that you're training for, you have to go back to the basics. You have to go, okay, you know, if I'm struggling with a PT test, okay, well, maybe 1.5 miles might be tough for me. Let me get to where I can run a 1/2 mile. Okay, I can do that. Okay, well, let's step it up to 3/4 mile. Okay, I can do that. And now 1 mile. And now 1.25 miles and 1.5 miles and 1 mile, you know, 3/4, and then 2 miles. And then when I can do 2 miles really well, then I can up the speed on the 1.5 miles and do better. Same thing with the push-ups, same thing with the sit-ups. You just have to take it in small chunks and give yourself enough time to prepare and not expect to be day one hero, and take those small bites so that you're not overwhelmed. And I'm very sorry about the stuff at your home life. You know, I would, if there's a way you can talk to somebody, you know, if there's a counselor or something, that's what I recommend, you know, talking to people. As far as your spine stuff, I don't know the answer to that. I can forward that to a flight doc friend, but if it's resolved, more than likely, you know, you'll be fine. But the only way you'll know, make them tell you no. Go apply. Let them be the ones to make that decision. Don't worry about it right now because it's out of your control. Okay, back to the comments. I think I can. Yeah, it's exactly right. I mean, that's exactly what it is. You know, believe that you can, but believe that you can in small steps, and eventually you will. You know, fake it till you make it. What aircraft are you looking forward? I don't care. I have no aircraft that I'm looking forward to in DCS. I mean, isn't there a Eurofighter coming out? That sounds cool. The Kiowa, if it ever comes out, that'd be great. Fighter pilots don't come out of the womb at Mach 10. They also don't survive ejecting at Mach 10. Oh, boy. I've heard it said that the F-16 is tougher on your body than the F-15 as far as experiencing G's. If this is true, why is that? Well, as far as I know, the Eagle does not regularly pull 9Gs as much. But I don't know. I think they're more 8.5 typically what those guys do. But either way, it sucks. I don't think there's anybody that's arguing that, one's going to be really easy on your back and one of them's not. I think either way you go, it's going to be tough. I mean, the reason being for the F-16 is because the seat is reclined, but then you're trying to lean forward and pick your head up off the seat. So the seat's back here. So sorry. I'm not used to this. But you're making, your neck is now supporting all the weight of the Jehimics or the Himmet or whatever you're doing while you're trying to look around, pulling G's and stuff like that, versus in the Eagle, if you're sitting upright, you're more likely to be able to support yourself. Yeah, I tell my fiance that every time she has a major issue with a website or other development deal, break it down and take it in small bites. That's exactly, one step at a time. That's it, one foot in front of the other. What are the rules for when you need to say so to speak? So it used to be a currency thing. Like if you're a TDY and weren't able to, do the thing, then you had to say that. Now it's since devolved or developed into anything with innuendo. So, anything that could be misconstrued, and now it's funny. The Hornet, the longest flight I've done the Hornet, not long, 3 hours maybe, 2.5. I never tanked in the Hornet because I never needed to. F-16 was 7.6 or something like that, 7.8, flying from Hawaii to Dallas. Any interest in any form of racing besides road racing? Yes. Yes. Oval, circle track, NASCAR. Yep. Thank you for always being such a positive influence on those chasing their dreams. Make them tell you no. Yes. I'm sorry that this thing is shaking. This is a new thing. Is it making you guys motion sick? It's a work in progress. It is a work in progress. Currently reading Absolute Vengeance, which is why I'm still awake at 1:30 a.m. You're a great storyteller. I'm the sheepdog skewed for camping in the holidays. How's the Kruger book going? It's not. I'm working on a sci-fi book right now, and it's going slowly, but that is the current priority for writing. What's the deal with pilots taking uppers to stay awake on long combat flights? Is there any truth to that? Yeah. Go no-go pills. I never really took the go pills that much, but and really the no-go pills didn't really care for either. But yeah, that's a thing. You get ground tested, and then if you're good with it, they'll let you fly with it. I never participated in RIMPAC. No. Hey, Mover, thank you for your advice last year. My PPL check ride is next month, and looking forward to instrument and working towards commercial. I love CAS, saved my life in Afghanistan. Hoorah. Thanks, Todd. That's awesome to hear. I hit the flag stand at Daytona in our IndyCar race while in VR. Nothing can make me motion sick anymore. Yeah, well, there's that. Those were the days. Hey, Mover, advantage, disadvantage of having a Wizzo? So your advantage would be you got somebody to talk to. They can help you laze the dark star in the canyon. The disadvantage is you lose a couple 100 pounds of fuel and you have to talk to somebody. And you have to deal with somebody else. So there you go. That's it. Do you do any competitive shoot? No, I wish I shot more, man. I don't do enough shooting. Do you have a business email where you discuss promotion? My CW Lemoyne at cwlemoyne.com is where I usually do all business emails. I don't have that up here. So just CW Lemoyne at cwlemoyne.com. That's easiest if you're trying to contact me about something other than Mover mailbag stuff. After watching Top Gun Maverick, it makes me want to fly a fighter jet and be wild. Hell, it makes me miss it. I mean, it was a great movie. Gawky has been my wizzo. Not specifically, but every time we've flown, he's been in the back seat. He's funny. Did you ever have to intercept any private or commercial aircraft when you were flying fighters? Yes. Not have to. So I told this story in the comments of my last video on the AIB of the F-16. One time, I was at Avon Park as a wingman. We were doing high angle strafe. So we were shooting training rounds. So actually shooting the gun. And as my flight lead rolls in, I think it was a Piper Warrior, flew right underneath him as he was about to roll in a strafe, like left to right, and had no idea that he was in a restricted area, which MOAs. So here's the thing I'll say about MOAs. You know, GA guys get all spun up about this. It's legal for a general aviation aircraft to fly through a military operating area. It's not advisable, especially if you're not talking to somebody, because, you know, we're doing our thing. Yes, we'll typically get a traffic point out and avoid you, and then you're just going to aggravate us because it messes up our training. But sometimes they don't, and the odds of a midair when we're doing other stuff, it's not a good thing. Avoid it if you can. And if you can't avoid it, talk to somebody. But a restricted area is a no-go, no matter what. You talk to anybody, if the range is hot, you cannot fly through there. And this dude did. So we intercepted him to let him know what he had done. And nothing came of it because it was mostly just a warning. I mean, we told ATC, got their tail number and stuff, but that dude almost got himself strafed by an F-16 in Avon Park, Florida. So that was pretty terrible. Yeah. Anyway. Ooh, northern New Hampshire, a tactical range on the back of our property. Hell yeah. That does sound fun. I like stuff like that. Any chance of another Airwolf reaction? Yeah, probably should do that. There's also Ace Combat, too. Would you ever take a job as an advisor for a movie? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Let's go see about the more emails that I have. Let's see. Somebody wants to edit videos, this Media Cube nonsense, a whole bunch of stuff. We talked about that. Sir. What now? Have you ever thought about using DCS, Apache, Eagle, Raptor, Super Hornet missions for videos? Thank you for protecting America. Yeah, there's a whole playlist on DCS. So, yes, I have thought about it. I have done it. Question. Oh, we did this one. Okay, so this was the last. We are caught up now. Cool. Not many people been sending stuff to the Mover Mailbag, guys. What's going on with that? Demo Ranch should have Mover in the channel. Yeah, you guys. So I am not famous enough for people to invite me to do cool things. So I don't ever, like, I don't know these people. I'm not going to like, hey, guys, why don't you invite me? So I don't ever. Yeah. I've done many stadium flyovers and NASCAR flyovers, and they're a lot of fun, especially going to the track after you do the flyover. I really love that. Can you forward that video? I think it's spam, man. I don't know if I would. Anybody that's just sending you stuff, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So there's no more emails. It's just whatever you guys want to talk about for the next, let's say, 10 minutes. We'll make it a 45-minute video. So this is all to you. Yes, anytime you fly in the jet, it gets counted towards your flyovers. Doesn't matter what you do. If the B-21 was even remotely as innovative as they wanted the world to believe, they would have not made it public. You can bet they have way cooler airplanes operational we hear about. I don't know that that's true. I mean, I just think we're not going to put all the stuff out there. So, recently started Accutane, and likely that I'll need a waiver for it, but keep going, pushing. Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do. Any people recognize you as a commercial airline pilot? Yes, back in the day. So I have not... let's see. I have not flown a commercial airliner since 2020. January 2020 was my last 737 flight. I flew up to Portland not too long ago and did the Microsoft bash, which was awesome. It was a great time. Nobody recognized me there. But I was in a hurry. Like, I was barely making flights. But, yeah, Gonky gets recognized all the time. And if you ever see Gonky, please, 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 go say hi. How's Lunabelle and Sniper? Well, Lunabelle is over there. In my new setup, she really can't come in here because it's a work in progress. If you guys saw it, it would look like a disaster. Lunabelle's great. Sniper Dog is at his grandma's house, and he's coming back on Tuesday, and he'll be back home. Can you move fuel around in the jet like as a ballast? Yes, and that's actually part of how it's by changing how the tanks feed internally, or cross feeding in like a T-38, but it's not done normally. It's usually you don't have to. The F-16 we do it specifically when we go to Edwards and do departure from control flight. So I went up to Edwards when I was a younger F-16 pilot, and we had just had an F-16 depart control flight. So they made it a rule, everybody had to go do this. And I went to this class with a test pilot. You go up to 40,000 feet, they change the fuel balance internally so that it's more susceptible to departing control flight. More like a D model would be, because the D model, the CG is different, center of gravity. So they do that, you go up, you depart. The worst part is where you roll inverted at 40-something thousand feet and you're pushing forward. So it's all that negative G. And then you get it slow, you depart control flight, and then you get into an inverted spin. Because the whole thing is you get yourself out of it. And we do it at 40,000 feet because air's less dense. It's you got more room to recover, because if you don't recover, you got to jump out. So really good class, taught you the limits of the F-16 and kind of how to get out of certain situations, and made you more confident as a fighter pilot. Why am I not back? Because I'm on leave of absence still. Do you think AI can take over fighter jets unmanned in the next 10 to 20 years? No, not take over. Augment, yes. Take over, no. I have not driven a 27. I've never driven a Viper at all, like the thing. So glad you recommended to me Flying to the Wind by Dan Rooney on the Mover Mailbag last year. A lot of parallels between that book and what the advice you give on your channel. Yep, Dan's a good man. What's the most G-force you have taken? Well, I didn't think I took it, but 9.8. Over G'd the crap out of the jet. Mover always wanted to ask a fighter pilot. Military aviators are governed by the FAA or DOD. Just ask, since military is allowed to do dangerous stuff. DOD. Public use or DOD. We do not. I mean, we have to follow FAA regs for the most part. We do have waivers to a lot of things, like speed limits, for example, is one of them. But we are under AFIs, or Navy OpNav instructions. Yeah, I saw that. The new civilian Starship crew. First, I'm jealous. I'd like to be a YouTuber going to the moon. But second, that's awesome. I mean, I can't wait to watch it. I mean, this has already been a YouTuber go to space, so what the hell? Like I said, I'm not that famous. I'm not that popular. I mean, there's only 200 people watching this right now. Have you been out much with the sheriff's office? Yes, 2 nights ago. Right? 2 nights ago? Yeah, I was just out a couple nights ago. Oh boy, the worst aviation movie you got to see? Top Gunner. That one was pretty bad. It was funny bad though. It was like so bad it's awesome. It was one of those things. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we could talk about that. I can get the box set, the Spectre series box set we could do. Would you suggest volunteering at the Civil Air Patrol? Yes. Yes. Just in general, it's a good experience. They need the help. Over G to Jet story time. I've told this story before, but the short version is back in 2009, went to Iraq, and the standard configuration was 2 bags, targeting pod, and GBU 12s and 38s, plus 120s and a 9. And when I came back, one of my first flights was BFM because, you know, we're cleaned off the jets and we're just going to go have fun. And I got so used to the drag with all that crap on it that my internal clock was a little off. And so we'd done a couple sets. We were in Avon Park, and as a wingman, you always want to be just ready. So, like, you just make it happen. That's what they always tell you. And so my flight lead was like, next set, because we had enough gas for about 1.5 more sets. And I was slow. I was like 250 knots. We just finished the engagement, and we're doing butterfly sets, so we check away. So he goes, you know, one's ready. I'm like, oh, two's ready, you know, just like, I'll make it up. Light the afterburner, it'll get there. So we check away for the butterfly set, and I leave it in afterburner. And my internal clock, because I'm used to having all that drag on the jet, is thinking, okay, I got plenty of time. I'm going to be slow at this merge. There's no way I'm going to go from, you know, 220, 230 knots to anything over than about 300 and 350 in this time, because that's what I'm used to, because I've just been in the desert for 2 months. And so I leave it in blower, turn in, don't ever even look at my airspeed because I'm trying to find my flight lead because we're about to make this merge happen, and I go one circle. So as you cross, instead of turning across his tail, I turn to make it a one circle fight because I think I am slow. So I do that, and I'm pulling for everything I'm worth. And my flight lead is just saddled up behind me because I was supersonic at that merge because I was going way faster than 300 knots. I was like at 550, 600 knots at that point. And when you're supersonic and an analog flickish jet, you can overshoot the limiter, which I did, 9.8. And that's very, very painful. I don't recommend it. Wouldn't do it again. I like to think of us as very discriminating YouTube videos. I'm going to have to fix that. This whole wobble wobble thing is not going to work. That's going to be a new thing here. It bothers me. Do you think YouTubers who go to space should be called astronauts or something different? I mean, why not? You know, if you go to space, you're an astronaut. Next question. When in Ramadi 2006, there was a rumor that the different branches had different ROEs for an air strike. Some branches, the pilot was responsible, others attacked. Determined delay and drop. Is this true? I don't know about 2006. I'm sure they had some level of consistency, but I don't know. That's a good question. B-Man, here's a small contribution to a new venture into motorsports. Spent quite a few years working the business, I would say, trying to get into modifieds. Cars are so much fun. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope to have even more of a announcement here on that soon. Anybody want to do a meetup in Florida in January? Aggie Phil, 321, it's fights on, not off. The opposite of fights on is knock it off. If not flying in the Air Force when you first started, so funny story, I wanted to be a race car driver. I thought I was going to go drive NASCAR. Like, that was my thing. And there was an old major. He wasn't an old major, but there was a major on one of the car forums, LS2 or LS1, who was a B-52 pilot. And he was like, dude, you need to go try to be a fighter pilot. I'm like, or a pilot, military pilot. And I was like, yeah, I want to go be a race car driver. He's like, dude, you can do it after. You can always be a race car driver before, but you can never be a military pilot, you know, after. You need to do the race car driver after if you want to do that. And I was like, okay. But when I was a kid, funny story, I was voted most likely to be famous in my high school class because everybody thought I was going to go be a race car driver. It did not happen. Not yet, anyway. Have you flown with any NASA fighters? Nope. I'll have to go through plenty of training. Why would being a YouTuber? I don't know. People have a weird thing about YouTubers. I mean, YouTube is YouTube. It's just a social media platform. What does the backseat do in an F-16? Occupy space, take extra gas, make it more cramped in the front. You can put an instructor back there, I guess, if you want. Have you ever tried drag racing? Yes, I had a 02 Z06 that ran 11s. Not as much fun for me. I'd rather do something racing other cars. Okay, dude, you've asked this like 15 times. I just answered you. Why want to be? Because it's different. They're two different things. I mean, flying a jet is a job just like anything else. You do one thing, it's great. Would you ever buy a surplus aircraft? If I had the funds to buy a surplus aircraft, I would buy a surplus aircraft, but I don't. Do I run optics? Not on my duty gun. On my concealed carry, I run a Holosun 507T. But I do run on that, but nothing else. Do you plan on buying a kit plane? No. No, I'm not a builder. I mean, I love vans. I love the aircraft that they have, but I'm not a builder. Have you ever done a NASCAR driving school? Yeah, I have when I was younger. I actually did when I was a kid. I haven't since. So, I do have a Rumble channel. Everything I post gets posted to Rumble. This video will be on Rumble as soon as it's up, as soon as it's done. The Yukon is great. Somebody hit me the other day. Boy, the day before Luna ended up in the hospital, somebody hit me, but luckily it did no damage whatsoever. So got lucky on that one. So the fatal funnel is a door entry because you don't want to stand there. Because basically if somebody's standing like in a corner of a room and you know you've got 3 or 4 dudes or just 2 dudes or 1 person, you're funneling into this one entry point and it's easy for them to just pick you off. So you don't want to stand in this fatal funnel and you don't want to spend a lot of time there. So if you're clearing a room or you're entering a room, you know, you want to be in next, you know, clear your sector, go to the next place and not stay in that one spot because that's a good place to get shot. And shot is not a fun thing to be. Ben Grogan, comments on the B-21 not being as advanced. It does need to be. I don't, do we know what, I mean, we don't know these things. Like, I don't know how advanced it is. We're not going to know any of the internal stuff. Oh, I'm fine. It was like literally it was, I swerved to avoid the kid and he hit my, like the mud flap and there was no damage, like the tire and the mud flap. That was it. That was no damage whatsoever. So wasn't even worth it. Yeah. I don't think anybody, we have not had good lucks with GoFundMe. No, we have not. Best regards. I guess the Netherlands? Is that who beat us in the soccer? I don't know. I watched it. I tried to watch the World Cup. I couldn't. I turned it off. Working on it. Working on it. We're just working on it. Still working on it. I had a daydream the other day that in Top Gun Maverick, he and Rooster hop in the F-14 and find that it's been upgraded, modernized with sensors and canards, so it's more even with the Su-57. Well, that wouldn't make for a good movie at all. Plans for Christmas? Yes. Same thing I always do. We're going to go look at Christmas lights, get a couple milkshakes, watch It's a Wonderful Life, and watch A Christmas Story. And open presents. Best part of Christmas ever. I need to do that. The problem with cop movies is they're so, like, they're not even trying to be realistic. So it's like, and then some of the stuff is policy differences. Like some of the stuff that I look at and I'm like, we'd never do that. Like some agencies might allow. Most common tanker, KC-135. Most preferred tanker, KC-10. Back half of the comment. Oh, modifieds, they are so much fun to drive, and of course they run ovals. We just don't have, I mean, yeah, modifieds are great. But we don't have that. We don't have, the nearest oval track that's paved is Pensacola, 5 Flags. Yeah, I'll check out the new one. Why are they flying the T-38? Because it's cheaper. And they had some available when they started the program. They won't be doing it much longer, at least not at Eglin. Anyway, cool. I think we've reached it here. I have never flown in the Army, so 0. No, I have no interest for a Mercedes as my daily driver. Mobile has one? Oh, well, there you go. Mobile is closer. But we are going to start up the iRacing League here soon. I got a new wheel coming. When do pilots actually use their own call signs? As far as I know, when communicating with the tower radar, they use tactical call sign of formation. So it depends on if you're talking Air Force or Navy. The Air Force, you fly with one call sign, so Mako 11, and that's it. Or in some squadrons, you can buy a call sign. Like I was Race 01 or Nomex 01, and I would always fly with that call sign. Some squadrons, that's not a possibility, so you just fly with whatever's on the schedule. Your actual call sign, like mover, never. You do not fly with that. That's just a call sign. People call you in the bar. It's more common going the other way. Usually most people go F-18 to F-16 because they go Navy to Air Force. But I don't know if it'd be easier. I mean, they're both easy jets to fly. It's just learning the systems. That's the hard part, like the weapon systems. Next time you're in Central California, come out for a ride-along. Ooh, I do like the doggy. Yeah, I don't like California, but I do like the doggy. So it's a hit or miss on that one. All right, cool. Well, back to the giveaway thing, right? So in case you missed it and you're just joining us before I leave, that's the old man in me right here. You want to win this or this with T-Flight pedals. So this is for PlayStation or PC. The other one is for the Xbox or PC. It's a great starter. Would make a good gift. Email me, movermailbag@cwlemoyne.com. Tell me your favorite character quote from one of my books and which book it came from. And if we use it next week on the Mover Mailbag, I will send this to you. If you're in the continental United States, I'll cover the shipping. If you're outside, you're going to have to cover shipping. It's just the way it is. Cool. Questions on that? Sorry, I'm still hiding the thing. Oh, the heavy box. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay. You're right. Let's do a brief pause. I don't have a banner for that. Do I have a banner for that? No, I don't have a banner for a brief pause. All right, I'll be right back. You guys. We're back. I told you it wouldn't take long. So nice. Somebody gave me another movement back. I forgot about this one. Thanks for reminding me. It's just who tapes stuff up like this? This is dangerous. Good Lord. Okay, there's a letter. We're making progress here. From Gainesville, Florida. All right, let's read the letter because I got it open. Sorry, thanks for reminding me. I would have totally skipped out on that for a second. Oh, it's got more than one letter. Okay. This is from Dear Mover. Thank you for your YouTube channel. Thank you for your service, and thank you for sharing your perspectives online. I also appreciate your talents as an author, as I enjoy both the Spectre and Alex Shepard series. I'm looking forward to the next set of audio recordings for your books. I really enjoy them while driving. I need to find a narrator. I'm looking forward to your sci-fi novel you're writing as well. I saw this book on Tomcats at a used book sale. It was in good condition. I thought you might enjoy it, as it was retrospective with many pilots and Rio perspectives. Maybe it could give you some leads for interviews. Keep up the good work. Ignore the Mover Ruins Movies critics and keep sharing your messages. Make them tell you no. Dave, proud son of an Air Force officer, proud father of a Leo K-9 officer. Awesome. Same K-9? No? Okay. Let's see what this is. This is a book. Oh, that's why it's so heavy. Look at this. Tomcats. I bet Oregon would like this. Wow, that's a hell of a book. Look at that. Cool. Wish I could have flown the Tomcat. Would have been fun. Such a great airplane. Okay, that's the end. John says I have amazing voice. Yeah, somebody told me I was too high pitched last time we talked about this. Anyway. Cool. All right. Well, that'll do it for today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.